Hey guys, Grim Trigger here. Um, just came back from a 3-week trip to Manila and Singapore, and I wanted to show off a few of my acquisitions while I was there. Um, as you may or may not know, Singapore and Manila are both two very good places to get new figures. And if you have any questions on where to get figures and things like that, post a comment on those videos, and I'll respond to them. But yeah, these guys are all things I got in that trip, and let's go through them one by one. I'll show you. The first acquisitions I got were actually these two. Now these didn't come from Manila or Singapore. These are actually given to me by my brother who came back from the US. um, these are the classic animation Optimus and Megatron. They're both very awesome figures. I really like them. The how the paint came out and things like that are really good. I'll do a full not full review, but a review of this with a comparison to the originals, although my originals are now covered in repro labels, but I think that's a good thing to show off. Yeah, so these two came from Walmart from my brother. Next things that I got these two from Raj at Green Hills. This is the oversized knockoff of Grimlock Studio Series 1. And this guy, can't remember, I don't know which one this is based off. The box and the case that I got it from were all in this plastic clamshell, and all the text is in Chinese, which I can't read. But before I review him, I'll make sure to figure out what where it comes from. But yeah, this is an oversized KO of a third party Devastator. Got it for really cheap, for something like $50 or something like that. That said, quality wise, he's not the best, but he is sturdy, he is stable, and he makes for a good display piece beside the Omega Supreme. So I'm pretty happy with him. The next one I got is this guy. As you may know, this is Siege Astro Train. He's gotten a lot of flack just because of the size, and I understand why. Here he is beside Megatron, and even with the boots, Megatron is a little bit taller than him. And without the boots, so oops, shit. Don't break your figures. Okay, and even without the boots, he's about almost the same size as this guy, Impactor, which is a deluxe class. So yeah, he's gotten a bit of flack, but I think the size is justifiable. In terms of the heft, he's much heavier than this guy, and this guy, he's really hefty. And the number of parts, like he can do a parts count. His engineering is a bit, well, the transformation is easy, but the engineering is complex, so there's a lot of moving parts here. I think just because of the complexity, the parts count and things like that, they had to bump up the price, and to justify it, they gave him a few weapons, which I don't mind. This is Siege. This is about arming up your figures, and best way to arm up your figures is to give him a bunch of guns in a case. So that's awesome. The next thing I got was this guy. Now, I didn't really plan on getting any Studio Series figures. This is Studio Series Jetfire, by the way. But I was walking by Takashimaya. So if you're in Singapore, look up the place. It's a pretty good Japanese store. They have a lot of unique figures. Unfortunately, in my whole trip in Singapore, I didn't find the Siege Ratchet, which was one of my targets. But I got this guy. Got this guy for really cheap as well, something like $50. Because of that sale. If you're in Singapore now, make the trip to Takashimaya. Check it out. Still might be on sale. Unfortunately, his partner figure, the later class Optimus, wasn't on sale, and they didn't have the Voyager one as well. So yeah, I'd have to hunt down one or the other version. Now if you guys want that, wanna let go of it, let me know. If it's for a decent price, I'll pick it up. But yeah, I need an Optimus to combine with this guy. Yeah, nice figure, 50 bucks, who can complain? And then before I left, I went by Oh My Primus. If you know the online store, they actually have a physical store in Singapore. It's in Paya Lebar, just a few minutes walk from the station. So I got this guy, Iron Factory hex wrench, which is their version of wheeljack. It's really awesome. I mean, joints are really stiff, transformation is simple but fun. He has a few accessories as well, interchangeable hands, like changing the hands are easy as well. It's just a straight on pig. Also has a interchangeable head. I'll do a full review of this guy, but yeah, easily one of my favorite wheeljacks. If someone makes a upscaled version of this wheeljack, something to match the something to match the deluxes, I'd be sure to pick it up. One thing to note, if you go to Oh My Primus, make sure you have mobile data, because they don't have, you know, the figures there are in boxes all around the place. It's a good place to look around, but like I said, all the figures are in boxes all over the place. No prices. They didn't have a price list as well, so it's really awkward. You have to get a figure, go to the counter, ask the guy, how much is this, how much is that. Took me like a few back and forth just to check the prices of the figures I wanted. I ended up getting this guy. But yeah, if you're going there, it's a really nice place. If you don't have data, before you go, print out the price list. And then yep, that's it for that guy. When I came back to Manila, I was still looking for, you know, something to match up with this guy, but my target was really to get this guy. Now I wanted to hold off on getting this set just because I really, if you guys watched my figures, I really hate clear plastic figures, and it came with this clear plastic Mirage. It's a nice mold, I like the transformation. Not the best vehicle mode. I'll when I review this guy, compare him with the previous two Mirage molds. But because he's clear plastic, you know, I can see stress marks there. Problem with clear plastic, once it starts stressing, you can't fix it. It will break. It will break off. And yeah, so I'll probably review this guy first, and then once I'm done, I'm gonna put him at the back of the shelves, and I won't as much as look at that guy for fear of breaking it. Okay, what's next? Oh yeah, and I got this guy and this guy. The only reason I pushed to get this guy or this set is because in Manila there was news that we weren't getting these. Some talks in the Facebook pages that Manila is skipping these two. And sure enough, Manila started receiving Ricochet and what's the other guy's name? Can't remember the other guy's name, but the Wave 5 Siege started to come out in Manila. And then I heard news that Wave 5 also started appearing here in Melbourne. So it looks like Asia might be skipping Wave 4, which is unfortunate because both Mirage and the Autobot Impactor is in that wave. So just to get both versions of both, I decided to pick up these three. Now Impactor, while Mirage I have reservations. Impactor is a really great figure. Easily one of the best deluxes. It's pretty sizable as well. Quite as big as Astro Train, but that might be just because his Astro Train is pretty small. So we'll do some comparisons with the other bigger Siege figures. I think he's about the same size as Fahrenheit. I haven't checked, but when I do a review, I'll compare that. I was actually pleasantly surprised with this guy as well. This guy is really awesome. Color scheme is nice. Head sculpt is nothing to talk about. I mean, it is a good head sculpt. Really matches the original figure, but I don't have any connection to Aragon. It does fix one of the major complaints I had with COG, which was, so if you know the original COG, this thing ratchets, and it comes at an angle like that. This looks weird. But this guy, the guns don't ratchet, so they just stay straight on. Aside from that, no, the color scheme is awesome, really posable, which COG was anyway. So I was pleasantly surprised. I really like this guy. And then I got, oh, these guys I got from Toys R Us. Got that guy and that guy from Toy Kingdom. They're basically the same as Toys R Us. They actually bought Toys R Us in Manila, so they have similar stock. They have different sales. Sometimes Toys R Us will be on sale, sometimes like Toy Kingdom will be on sale, so you had to check both, but they have pretty similar stuff. This guy I don't really like as much as I initially expected I would. I really love the vehicle mode. That's pretty much the highlight of this figure. The robot mode is, it's a standard hotspot Victorion Bruticus mode. So it's nothing to write home about, but that proton pack is cool. The paint deco is nice. The vehicle mode is really cool. So while the robot mode doesn't wow me, the vehicle mode is okay. I'm still over the fence, still on the fence rather, as to whether I wanna keep this in robot mode or in vehicle mode. Probably end up keeping this guy in vehicle mode, and I'll sit him beside my Welly's DeLorean, Back to the Future DeLorean. Also got this guy, which is the 2016 Year of the Monkey Optimus Primal. It's basically an Optimus Prime redeco of original Air Attack Optimus Primal. It's really good. I was really surprised with this guy. I didn't think, I knew I'd like him, but I didn't think I'd like him as much as I did. So yeah, I might need to replace the batteries though. The batteries are pretty shot from being displayed in store for that long. But yeah, it's good still. No, still has the same sounds and things like that. The best thing of this is I got him for like 50 bucks. So if he was there for regular price, I probably wouldn't have picked him up, which would have been unfortunate because this is a really excellent figure and really big and chunky as well. So yeah, if you're in Manila, I think there's another one on display still on Toy Kingdom. Although I'd be a bit worried because the sounds and lights, that one doesn't work anymore, and the batteries are probably leaking already. So I'd buy it at my own buy it at your own risk. And lastly, I got this guy as well from Toys R Us. He was on sale. He was like $10 off or something like that. This is the last of the Prime Trilogy figures that I needed, and he is the one I needed as well, just to upgrade my Combiner Wars Bruticus, which is my favorite combiner of all the combiners I have. So yeah, really excellent. Shuttle mode is not as good as Astro Crane, of course, but robot mode is really posable. I didn't expect him to have, for example, ankle tilts, which is nice. You can keep him in two modes. You can either do the Hasbro mode or Takara mode, which I can show off during the review. And it really makes for an excellent arm mode or leg mode for Bruticus. So I'll show that off in the review. So yeah, that's it. Really good, really massive haul. Now, if you guys have any preference in terms of what I should review first, please do post a comment, and I'll read it and consider it when I choose which one I review first, or second rather. First thing I'm gonna review, as I mentioned, is this guy. I'm gonna do the review of these three tonight, post a review of this guy, and then shove him at the back of my collection, never touch him again. Okay, thanks for watching.